BMAX Audio Adventure. This is BJJ365. Today, I have one of my favorite guys, one of my mentors, one of my best friends, Lonnie Jones, joining me again. And last time that you were on, Lonnie, we got a great response. So I'm really excited to have you back on.
Well, this is cool. I enjoy coming out and doing this.
By the way, great training last night. Probably you had an excellent practice last night. Excellent. Probably the best one that I've seen out of you so far.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, man. So we had a nice hard round last night. You were like, I think I'm done. Give me one more minute, Lonnie. Give me one more minute. So it was good, man. Good job. Really, we've been working together, man, a long time. So I love training with you, dude.
Well, it's a lot of fun. I'm glad I can go regularly to the 10th Planet in Huntsville.
Yeah, that's going well, man. Eric's doing a really good job over there. So I've been really, really enjoying training out there, actually. It's nice having a little cage to work against again. So today I want to pick your brain. I want to talk about stress. Not necessarily even stress in like a grappling context, but just stress. And I want to talk specifically about the difference between distress and eustress, right? And I think that may be something that was originally introduced to me. I want to say that I originally heard that word from Tim Ferriss, that word eustress, like from one of his podcasts. I don't actually remember. I probably give Tim Ferriss too much credit for some of the stuff that but I guess I just want to hear some of your thoughts on dealing with stress and positive stress and negative stress.
Okay. That's odd because the first time I heard the term eustress was when I was prepping for the APOST, Alabama Police Officer Standards and Training, their curriculum on stress. And I teach that at the Police Academy. And they introduced the idea of good stress, eustress, versus bad stress, distress.
Yeah, eustress, EUSTRESS.
Right, not EUWE where you're making a sheep uncomfortable.
or making you uncomfortable.
Right, that's right.
So tell us a little bit about what that means, like what that word means, eustress.
Okay, let's start with some basic stuff. Stress is your body's response to change, and it's your body's response to demands being placed on it. Okay?
All right.
Now, sometimes those demands come from a pleasurable source, or sometimes those demands come from a not-so-pleasurable source. And then stress can be acute or stress can be chronic.
All right. I know what those words mean, but just like fill us in.
Okay. If I ask you to get out here and bench press, 150 pounds.
That sounds like distress to me.
Okay. But it's acute. You have to do this motion one time. If I gave you a 16-ounce water bottle and asked you to hold it out straight out with your arm, I'd say, how heavy is that? You say, it's not very heavy. I said, I'll ask you in 10 minutes.
Yeah. And
then your world becomes your rotator cuff because chronic stress, even though it's not a big deal, if it carries on a long, long time, is the problem. So when you start thinking about eustress or distress, is this chronic or is it acute? And then a lot of it really depends on the person. When we talk about anxiety, which when you talk about stress, you almost have a kissing cousin there. That's anxiety. We talk about state versus trait anxiety.
Okay.
The state is what your body's doing physiologically. It's when, you start to step into a cage or you start to get on a grappling mat. Your heart rate goes up, your adrenaline changes, your breathing changes. Well, that's your body's response to anything that needs you to be alert, motivated, and strong. That's the state. Now, the trait you give it, do I like it or do I not like it? Ask some people, how does it feel to step into a cage? Man, I hate that feeling right before I walk in. Other people go, man, I like that. That's really cool. It's the difference in people who like loud noises and people who don't like loud noises. When you hear a really huge muscle car, blowing the pipes out, some people go, oh, man, and other people go, listen to that thing purr. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so. So what can we do, I guess, or what can we do then as, let's just say as martial artists, as grapplers, let's just put it into that context, to make sure that the stress that we encounter, that we can make that, that we can use that to our advantage? How can we turn that from distress into eustress?
I think it's a Chinese proverb that says, "Do not seek silence, but learn to be at peace with the noise." Or as Chris Luzak inelegantly puts it, embrace the suck. When you decide to do martial arts, you've signed up to fatigue your body and to push on anaerobic conditioning and to be, either in the position where I'm bearing somebody's weight or somebody's bearing my weight. And it's learning that comes with it, and you signed up for it. And it's part of what makes it what it is, or it wouldn't be the same thing without those things there. We have a waiver on the ropes course that say, there's some things that if you took away from a ropes course or rock climbing, it wouldn't be rock climbing because of the inherent risk. Well, the same thing in martial arts. If you're not pushing your body to the limit and you're not in a position to either win or lose, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. So, like, as a competitor then, how do I shift my mind to seeing that stress is actually a positive thing? It's like, I know we've done several little counseling sessions together, and one of the things that you really pushed on me was that stress is your body's proper response.
Right.
So talk to me about that a little bit.
Okay. Hard doesn't equal bad.
Okay.
And a lot of times we think that if something is hard or difficult, it's bad, but that's just not true. Hard means something is worthwhile. Difficult means something is challenging. There is no change without challenge. And so when you get into a situation and it's outside your limits, that's when you know that you're learning and growing.
Yeah, kind of operating at the edges. That's where the growth actually happens.
Yeah. And Carol Dweck in her book Mindset talks about people thinking that they're alert, motivated, and not alert, motivated, strong, but they're talented, gifted. And if you go into a martial arts situation and you don't like the fact that somebody could beat you, then you come into there with a fixed mindset. Hey, I'm a purple belt, I'm a brown belt, and nobody can tap me. No, if you're only wrestling people that can't tap you, you're not learning anything. You're not growing, ever. And so you've got to have that little bit of stress. It's within your limits. It's short term, but it motivates you and focuses you. Otherwise, why are you training?
Beautiful. If somebody wanted to get in touch with you, Lonnie, where could they do so?
Lon Jones at bellsouth.net. Or 256-882-9799.
That's that office number.
That's that office number.
Call him up. Don't be getting on his cell phone now. Lonnie, you're the man, dude. I want to keep these brief. I want to keep them like in super usable chunks for everybody. But I'm hoping that we can do this with you every week. We're getting together every week, so I'm hoping to steal you as much as possible.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to do it. That'd be great.
Right, awesome. You're the man, Lonnie. Guys, don't forget, check out Toehold. Screenshot this. Toehold is TOE_HOLD on Instagram. Make sure you follow him. If you're trying to get a pair of awesome flip-flops, slide in his DMs. Screenshot this podcast, tag me, tag Toehold, and you'll be entered to win a free pair. And that would be good. I got a couple of pairs, so trust me, they're awesome. And don't forget about my website. It's www.brandonmc.ninja. You can get all my techniques that I teach here at the school. It's updated almost daily at this point. We got some new staff working with it, so the site is constantly being updated now. And it's $5 a month. Can't beat that, man. And if you want to pick up one of these awesome I got a little t-shirt hustle going now too, Lonnie. It's 10p4l.com. Get that I Love Violence shirt or the BJJ365 shirt if you want to support the podcast.
I got to have a unicorn shirt that says I love violence. I'm buying one today.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate and love all of you.